welcome back to Brace Yourself. I am your host, Roseanne Sorrentino, and I'm so excited. We have two guests today. This is a first, two guests. My first guest is sitting right here. I'm going to introduce her shortly. We were waiting a little bit for Lola to calm down. You know how she is with new people. Calming drops or not, this doesn't seem to work. She's 11 pounds of feisty chihuahua. Lola, you want to come say hello? Come here. Come here. You want to come say hello? Come on. Oh, here she is, this little beast. Say hello. You want to say hello to the people? And here, okay, everybody's coming on to say hello. This is nice. Lola is on her calming drop, so hopefully she will go and just climb over Mandy like you're just not even there and go lay down. So we're going to start. We're going to get right to the start because the house is empty again. Thank God. My kids are gone. They left in the hurricane, their wake of disaster. And we're going to talk about that because we were just talking about the magical Christmas with a 3-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
And I can talk about the reality of 21 and 24 who are still living home, by the way. Good times. So my first guest is Mandy Mele. She's a mother, an artist, a photographer, and a comedian. Not necessarily in that order. No.
Depends on the day.
All right. She's funnier than she believes. Okay. So please welcome Mandy. Mandy, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for coming. This is so exciting. Now,
cool.
Mandy, tell everybody, how did we meet?
We met doing stand-up comedy class.
Yes, we did.
Was it McGuire's?
McGuire's.
Names.
Yes, it was at McGuire's we met. Yes.
Horrible names. But yeah, it was a fun time. Like we cracked each other up.
We did.
We felt like we really all like worked off each other and like gave each other good encouragement and gave good feedback.
Yes, a lot of good feedback.
It was helpful. It was really helpful. We had a lot of fun. You cracked me up. Your daughter cracks me up.
You cracked us up. we didn't know what to expect. We got there, right?
No.
And there's this
very eclectic
group of people.
Yeah.
And you're looking going, there was one, Josephine, she never finished.
I know.
But she was really funny. What was she, like 65 maybe?
Something, yeah.
You know, and then the youngest one.
She was so funny.
She was very funny. And then there were young ones.
Yeah.
And we were kind of in the middle.
Yeah, we're like mid-level.
A little intimidating.
I was very intimidated. I was sitting there going, why am I here?
I know. Well,
why am I here?
but we did it.
Yeah.
And we did a show.
Yep.
And we were a hit.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
shocking.
we got laughs. Yes. I knew you were going to get laughs. We both, my daughter and I both said she's going to be the funniest one. So that's how we met. So tell me about your comedic journey and where it's taken you.
Well, it's been interesting. I haven't done as many shows as I've wanted to, and there's a reason, and this is funny. And I kind of owe this to your daughter.
Okay.
Kind of.
Really?
Because I saw you guys were posting flyers, and I had texted one of you or both of you something. I was like, so cool. And I said, yeah, I just can't find a place to do open mics. And because I had in my head that an open mic was synonymous with a bringer show. And we all know that that's my weak point. Like, people love me, but people are like, I gotta go
to
see
pay for you? Oh, I like you, but a 2-drink minimum? I'm really not sure.
Yeah, and I didn't have the bank to like pay for my own stuff. So, but I didn't realize that they're not the same. That an open mic is just an open mic. So the lull in my career was really because I'm an idiot, and I thought they were the same. And I was like, oh man. And then I did a couple of other shows, and I was in the Laugh Off.
You entered the Long Island Laugh Off. You did.
Yes. And I got a lot of laughs. I was really proud of that. I had a couple of like comedians who were working comedians came up to me, gave me a lot of great feedback, and really kind of gave me the boost I needed. And John Ziegler.
Yes.
He came up.
John Ziegler. Love John Ziegler. John, if you're watching, we love you.
He makes me laugh, cry. But he was really cool. He came up to me and spoke to me for a bit. Gave me like where to go, how to do open mics, and he even said like, you just need more time, you're really funny. And that gave me like, oh, I could do, and it like some light bulb went off. So now I'm back to writing and trying to basically use you and your daughter to like encourage me to go to open
yes.
mic.
Oh, we're dragging you. We're dragging you.
Now it's been a couple months, and I'm like, you know how you get?
Yes.
No, you haven't.
Well, I think Monday night there's an open mic, and we're doing it.
So I said, okay, I'll do it.
So get your babysitter.
Oh, my husband.
Yes.
Told him to stay
so
home.
he's got to stay home with the child, and we have to go make people laugh at an open mic.
Yes.
And
I'm
look,
doing that.
See, so I knew she would calm down. Look at her. So yeah, I haven't done an open mic. I've been trying to do the bringers, which are tough because you do have to get 6 people who are willing to continually spend money to come watch you do comedy in different venues. So shameless plug, January 11th, I'll be at the Greenwich Village Comedy Club, 5:30 seating, 6 o'clock, 2-drink minimum. Come on, my city peeps. I know you're out there. It's not a long trip, and it's a great venue, and it's early, way before your bedtime. You'll be fine. You'll be great. You'll be great. Just please come see the show so I can perform, because that's the thing. No guests. No performing.
No, right, they don't.
You can't perform.
They're just like, no, you can't. If people
unless you want to pay for 6 tickets.
Right. That's your option.
So yeah, so comedy is
it's an expensive addiction.
It can be very expensive, but it's so much fun when you're doing it.
See.
We are watching. Oh, you're watching on the Upper West Side. Hi, Deborah Jean. Deborah Jean Templin. All right. Was the original Grace Farrell with me when I toured around the country doing Annie.
That's so cool.
Yes, and we have remained friends all these years. She is a multi-talented, multi-faceted performer. Oh, Deborah Jean, I'll buy you 2 drinks. Just get a ticket. Don't worry about it, all right? I got you 2-drink minimum covered. But, yeah, so Deborah Jean, we have kept in touch, and that's pretty neat. So, so we're gonna do the open mic.
Yes.
So, any new material?
I do have some new material. I'm working through, because motherhood is a whole. Oh God, there's a wealth of information. My entire life, I feel like I'm. The Truman Show. I feel like that's me, but with a real dark twist to it, because it's just an endless torrent of material since I was like 2. I'll never get through it. If I can never write it all down, I'll never perform it all before I die. There's too much. I feel almost guilty with the amount of insanity that's been gifted to me.
But you're very lucky too, because that makes
deeply grateful.
But it must be hard to wade through all of that insanity
to
come up with the funny.
It's hard to find the funniest bits.
Oh, someone's here. Excuse me. Excuse me. Who could this be? Who could it be? Oh, it's Judy! Judy's here. We're live on Facebook. Come on in. No, that's okay, Judy. We're still going.
Whoa, she's got ups.
Oh, Judy, the fan favorite, is here. Judy, my mom. I couldn't imagine who was knocking at my door. Who could that be knocking at my door? All right. So go ahead. So you have a wealth of dark
a lot
stuff.
A lot. But I'm not.
But it's funny.
I'm not sad about it.
No,
I love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'd be depressed if my life was boring. So, and I'm working through, like, as a mother, there's so much information, like the compliments I'm given on a daily basis from my 3-year-old are really interesting.
Would you share a couple of those?
She likes to be carried around still. I like to carry her around, and I'm carrying her. She's like, walk faster, so I do. And then she's like, you're like a big horse. I was like, oh, am I? Thank you so much.
That's very sweet.
That feels good.
Sweet.
I like to be like into a giant horse.
Yes. Who doesn't?
No, really. And she compliments my. I nursed her for a very long time. She's not completely weaned, but she's complimented my chest and complimented how they're her favorite, and she'll tell people, like, I love mommies. She calls them milkies.
Milkies.
She introduces them to people like they're entities that aren't me, like they're hers. This is my mommy, and these are her milkies. And I'm like, oh, we're happy to meet you.
Oh, how nice.
Just strange, weird, awkward things that she does to me.
Yeah. Well, once they start to talk, you're in trouble.
The things that come out of her head are amazing. But being likened to a horse was the one that jumped out at me. And there's something else that she said, but it just slipped my mind. If I remember it all, I'll come back to it.
And you have one of my favorite jokes that you do. It's what you often would get mistaken for.
Oh, yes.
Younger.
Yes. It still happens.
It still happens.
My hair's a little long right now, but wait till you see me in about 3 weeks. I'm getting it cut and blonde again. It'll be shorter. I like short hair. I'm not a long hair person. I've been likened to a man, mistaken for a man, countless number of times, and it's really it's disturbing, and it really has me questioning myself as a person. I'm really like, wow, what am I doing wrong? Because it's a lot of times. It's a lot of times.
But
Too many times.
It could be, yeah. I could see how that would be, upsetting. But it's always from the back, which is good.
It is from the back.
Never from the front.
Not yet. Not yet.
No, not ever.
Hopefully not. I put a lot of work into the eyes, lashes.
Yes, the eyebrows are great.
I got a clip in, something sparkly maybe. Yeah. I try my best, but it's disturbing. And I question it, why it was from behind. And I've looked at myself from behind in the mirror, and it's upsetting. And it's, I always have been very athletic. And then I had my daughter, went through the whole fun postpartum torrent of emotions, and it didn't really bounce back, as they say, so quickly. I'm still bouncing in more ways than one, but I'm still returning to my original athletic form.
Oh,
but as I've been, when you're bigger, or I'm bigger, I'm almost 6 feet tall. I'm now bigger than my husband, not in height. He didn't shrink in that way, but he did keto, and I love him and I hate him because he lost 75 pounds.
That's so annoying.
He looks like an action figure, and it's disgusting. Now I joke, and I call him, Vinny Guadagnino from the Jersey Shore, the Keto Guido. I call him the Keto Guido because of his Italian heritage, and I call me Candy Mandy, and he gets so pissed. I don't mean candy, but it just seems like an alternate, the opposite of keto. And but I always joke, and I'm like, you want to wear my hoodie? Because how you borrow the big guy's hoodie? I'm like, you want my hoodie?
Are you cold?
Because no, I can't borrow his hoodies because they're not comfortable. This sucks, man.
Oh.
So now I'm doing fasting. Today's my second fast. I'm starting to do a little more keto because I can't have gluten anyway. Legitimately, it's not like a fad, but I actually am allergic to it. And so I'm gonna try to do more of the keto thing. I gotta try to get just even a pound below him, or just.
I don't blame you. I have a rule. If I'm dating a guy and his legs are thinner than mine, we're breaking up.
It can happen.
Although nobody's knocking down the door, so it's okay.
No, but I do joke. There's King of Queens. And
yes.
Doug and Carrie.
Yes.
So I'm like, Doug and Carrie. And he's like, shut up. I'm like, I'm the Doug. And that's fine, because Doug was the famous one. He was the funnier one.
Doug was funny. Doug was the funny one.
But I call us Doug and Carrie.
That's very funny.
And people are like, oh, that's so cute. I'm like, they don't get it.
You should have done that for Halloween. That would have been.
He wouldn't let me.
He wouldn't let you.
He wouldn't let me. He doesn't let me be too self-deprecating, so that's what comedy is for. That's what the microphone. Yes. No one can stop me when I'm on the microphone.
Now, have you noticed, we've met a lot of comedians. Mm-hmm. And I have noticed that we're sort of, well, at least I feel like I am different, because I don't think I'm inherently an unhappy person. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the comedians we met, they're really just not affable. When you meet them, they're kind of like, hey, how you doing? They're serious. They're really, really serious. They're not like, you would think they'd be light and, hey, how you doing? What? Yeah. No, right?
They're very, well, the ones I've met for the most part are more serious, or I'm very, I don't know. I put on a front too, where I'm very bubbly, even though it's not generally my personality. I can be very dark too, but when I'm in a club, I've been well, that's the other thing. I struggle. Maybe, I don't know if you've had this, because you've done more shows than me, but the last show I did was the competition, and I was asked, I think I ended counting it 16 times, and they thought I was the hostess. They didn't know I was a performer. Comedians would come up to me, excuse me, do you know where? I was like, I don't know. I'm also performing. I was like, I want to wear a t-shirt, I'm a comedian. No, I'm bringing the funny. I'm bringing the funny. So I ordered a shirt, not to wear particularly for shows, but for myself, and it says, girls are funny, or something like that. I'll show you. But
girls, I have a shirt that says relax, I'm hilarious.
I like that.
But I was told you shouldn't wear shirts that have writing on them.
No. This is what I wear.
Because it's distracting.
I wear hoodies, because I am a hoodie person. But they say don't wear stuff that says something.
Something they have to read, because then the audience is spending all the time. But if you're not funny, then they're just looking at my boobs, and that's okay then, because then they'll be distracted by that, and I don't have to be funny then. Right?
Yeah. Hey. Still a distraction.
So here we are. So we are Bridget and I are dragging Mandy back into the comedy scene. Hopefully not kicking and screaming, but we are dragging her back in. We are going to be a fearsome threesome. Mm-hmm. We are going to be opening up the open mic nights. We will definitely be putting down where the open mic nights will be. Mike Batts, you are in luck. I am asking people to buy tickets for the January 11th Greenwich Village comedy show. And then if I get 6 people to buy tickets, I'm going to put all your names in a raffle and I'm going to pull a winner. And that winner is getting free ticket and 2 drinks. So there you go, Bats. Test out your luck. Buy some tickets to the show, and maybe I'll pull your name as the lucky winner. And won't that piss everybody off if I do? So he wins everything.
Oh,
He's
really?
always winning stuff. Yeah, it's quite annoying. So, Mandy, I have my next guest coming on. I'd like you to stick around.
Sure.
We're going to try to, like I said, this is the very low rent setup for filming. So we're going to try to squeeze as much of the 3 of us into the camera as we can. All right. Yeah, I know. You're going to go that way. It looks like you're supposed to go that way because it's flipped. I keep going like this with my hair, but to the other side. So,
see, okay.
All right. So, all right. So where are my glasses so I can read? Oh, I wrote a little.
Fall and break something.
Or my dog bites you. One or the other. Lola, get out of there. Okay, so my next guest is a self-described as a child, always with her head in a book, and has wanted to own a bookstore since for as long as she can remember. And it wasn't until college that she found herself committed to writing. She's the author of the novella Suki and her newest creation, Haunted House, Haunted Life, which I can't wait to hear about. Please welcome C.F. Winn. Feel free to clap, Mom. All right. So, do you prefer CF? Do you prefer Chris?
Wait, we have so many different people watching. But
Yeah.
If we're talking books, I prefer CF.
CF. Okay, I like that. Like JK.
Yeah.
CF.
That's
Love
what
it.
I'm going for.
I love it. Very good. So now, first of all, before we get to talking about how you became a writer and what sparked your interest in writing and all that great stuff, I finished Suki this morning. Thank you very much. As I took a shower, sobbed. You know, it was really wonderful. It was a really great story. Really enjoyed it. And I want to talk about it and find out as much as I can, especially if Dwayne was really that amazing, because he read like a fictional man character. And he just sounded like an amazing person.
Well, we have to, before we just talk about it, we have to tell everybody, if you haven't read it, spoilers.
Yeah, we don't want to, I'm going to try not to spoil, but we will yell spoiler alert so you can plug your ears and everything so that you can not get anything ruined for you. But it was such a great read. It was such a great story. I couldn't put it down.
And Angel and Paula are on. I can see you guys. Hi, guys. I know you've read the book, so you can stay on.
Hi, Angel. Hi, Paula. Yeah, no, and I read it on my phone, which I'm not a fan of the Kindle reading. I like to hold the book and feel the book.
Well, thank you for that segue, because just like on the Ellen Show, I've brought gifts.
Oh, I love gifts.
I wanted to be the first person to present you with a gift on your show.
Oh, you are? How exciting. Oh, thank you so much. I told my sister I'm going to loan her this so that she can read it. Okay, because this is Suki. This was a great story. I can encourage everybody to read it, but I have to say particularly women. I encourage women, especially, to read this very moving, very touching book. So, and then this one, can't wait to read this. We're going to talk about this a little bit because I'm curious about the title, Haunted House, Haunted Life, because I did live in a haunted house.
All right. Well, you're going to be one of the people in my next book then.
Okay. Oh, amazing. So, all right. So, what sparked because you said you always had your head in a book for as long as you can remember. So what sparked your love of reading as a child?
Honestly, I have absolutely no idea. I wasn't one of those people who needed to escape. I had 2 brothers, Rich.
Mm-hmm. I do know her brother, Rich.
And we would always be off on adventures on our bikes like we did in the 70s. Going through the woods was not dangerous at that time, but it was. So I have no idea. I just loved books. I loved reading.
Did your mom or dad read to you when you were younger? Because sometimes they say if you were read to as a child,
yeah,
but that's not necessarily true. I read to both my kids My one daughter loves to read. The other one, not so much.
Same
really
in
care.
my house. Same in my house. But no, I mean, my mother read to us a little bit, but it wasn't an ongoing. It wasn't a regular thing. I guess it was just meant to be. That's what I'm going to call it. Meant to.
Meant to be. It was kismet, or I'm going to try to turn. Mandy, I want to try to get
Yes. And Mandy, I did not
Here a
forget
little
you.
bit.
I brought you gifts too. I hope you're a reader.
I am
Turn me down if you're not.
I am a massive reader. Oh
And
my
Judy,
God,
I'm
thank
so
you.
sorry. I didn't know you were coming.
Story of my life.
I would have brought your books for sure because I enjoyed
Story
your
of
show.
my life. You should write a book about my life. It's
Oh,
very depressing.
yeah.
I have to tell you all, there's a waiting list at this point.
Yeah,
Everyone
I'm
wants a book written about their life, but I'll get to you all.
So I want to. How do you?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because definitely. Well, I do comedy. I told you that, and one of the jokes in my act is a joke, but it's actually a true conversation I had with my mother. I once said to her, I said, Mom, I'm thinking of writing a book about my life as a childhood actress, and she looked at me and said, Roseanne, nobody cares about your life. So you did. You said it. Don't lie. You said it. And it's made for great comedy. But that's the part, that's the sad part, the stuff that's true, that people think no mother would say that to their child. She did.
All of them will. All of them.
But so how do you get going? How do you pull out that one part? Because I feel like whenever I try to sit down and write, I'm all over the place.
Okay. For me, and I've seen Jodi Picoult talk and a couple of other authors, but for me it's different. So everybody's process is different. Mine is I always know the end, and I work backward. And I figure out what the beginning is. The beginning has to be something that pops. You want to get the reader's attention right away. But as long as I have that end, the rest of it's good. Although I will say Suki was a little bit different. That very, very end part. That came after.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was actually, I'm so glad I didn't publish it before then because it wrapped it all up.
Yeah, it really, that was the part that,
Yeah. That's
really
the part that gets
did me in.
everybody.
It really did me in.
Yeah.
So, okay. So Suki was a different sort of an animal for you. And those of you who haven't read it, when you read it, and you can get it on Amazon. So you don't have to have the hard copy, but it is nice, but you can get it on Amazon, and it is a great read. So that was a different kind of a story for you because it was a very personal.
Yeah.
Right?
I write realistic fiction, no spoilers here. I write realistic fiction, so anything that anyone reads has pieces of my life or it could be somebody else's. So beware, because I was listening to you guys.
That's okay. No, go for it. Go for it. You don't even have to change the names to protect the innocent.
Nobody's innocent here, I can tell. We're all good.
No, not at all. So, tell me about that. I want to go back to college for a minute because you said there was a pivotal moment in college that really let you know maybe I should be writing.
Yeah. I was in an English class. It was just a writing class, and I was kind of interested. And I had gone to the bathroom, and I came back, and my professor said, "I have to read you all this essay." Got an A+. I was just so stuck on it from the beginning, and it was Richard met Roberta in a bar was the first line, and I went. It was like that surreal moment where you're like, it's almost like you see your doppelganger, and you're like, "Wait, is that me?" So that's what I was feeling like. I was like, "Wait, that sounds so familiar." And then all of a sudden I went, "Oh my God." And then the accolades that came afterwards, I kind of said, this could be the way to go.
Yeah. And so that was in college. And so now have you been writing? Well, what brings in the money in the beginning when you were first writing? What is your job? Do you ever get the bookstore?
Still working on the bookstore.
Still working on the bookstore.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, so fast forward from college life, 3 kids, single motherhood later. I was working 5 jobs. Definitely no time for writing. I would jot down a couple of things here and there. It was at one of the jobs that actually catapulted me into saying fit the time in. So I was working for the New York Times, and on Saturdays I would put together all the sections of the Sunday paper that everybody reads on Sunday. And there was 12 tables, everybody was across from somebody. All we had to do was talk to each other all day long, 12 hours of this. So every week they would come in and they'd say, do you have a story to tell? Because every week something would happen to me during the week. Somebody would come up to me. I'm like the queen of the eccentrics. And I would tell them the story.
I'd like you to meet their princess.
Oh, welcome to my kingdom. Nice to meet you. A lot of good stuff there.
Yeah.
So for both of us, I've got the blog, you've got the comedy show. Yeah, so somebody shouted out one day, you should write a book. So I said, okay. And so I did it. I did it.
So if you could, spoiler alert, I'm going to talk about Dwayne a little bit because did you see the movie Bad Moms?
Yes.
Okay. So you know in Bad Moms when she meets the guy, the really cute one,
Yeah.
and they go to bed.
Yeah.
Right. And then they're talking and everything, and then he offers to do something for a second time.
Okay.
And I yell out in the movie theater, well, now we know it's fiction. Okay. And I think I got the biggest laugh of the night.
Oh my.
Okay. So as I was reading Suki and I was learning about Dwayne, I had that thought again.
Oh.
Is this really fiction?
Mhm.
Is this, where did he come from?
Okay, so he is 1,000,000% real in that book.
Wow.
Those letters are all his words. I might have grammatically corrected a thing or two, added a comma, but other than that, that's all him. He's 100% real.
Wow.
I met him through a friend. She went to high school with him. I never expected it to happen. It happened exactly the way I put it.
Really?
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we share
Wow.
a family. So
That is really, that's great. And that's all we can really say about it, because that's a major meat of the book is, the meeting and the relationship that develops. It's really beautiful. Why does this keep going dark? It's making me a little nuts. Is it the lighting?
Oh, it's
I don't-
probably
I
the
don't-
window.
This window. Yeah, there's no light in here, otherwise I have to. But anyway, I digress. So please read Suki if you haven't already. And says, oh, Paula, what are you saying? The new book is great. Loved it. Grew up in a haunted house. Paula, me too. We have to talk. So haunted house, haunted life. Please tell me a little bit about haunted house, haunted life.
okay.
All right, I'm going to try to do something with this light.
It's my head. I think in my head.
It's not.
So
How's that? Is that a little
Oh,
better?
that's such better lighting
Okay,
for
that's
my skin.
better. All right, good. Go ahead. So tell me about haunted house, haunted life.
So that book is a bunch of, all right, so I live in a house that, I don't know if the house is haunted or if it's me. I
Okay.
have lived lots of other places. I've never really had these experiences before, but this house, it's the one. Someone once told me that I have a very wide hallway because the house was made for a paralyzed Vietnam vet. And
Okay.
everyone says all the psychics say that's a portal. So for things that we've done in there and the people that have come through, people's grandparents and whatnot, I kind of believe that. As for the rest of the house, sometimes I kind of know who's coming in. Sometimes I have no idea what's happening. And interestingly, as I was getting ready this morning, I think the house gave me a story to tell, which was really interesting.
Oh, how exciting. Okay, great.
And it just occurred to me on the drive over. I said, oh, thank you, house. But it's a bunch of true events that I wrapped up in a fictional story. So the story behind it has a couple of real people in it, but the actual paranormal events are all true.
Wow,
Those happened, yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
So what was the story that got you here today?
So
I want to hear all about it. I loved, first of all, I kind of wish this house was haunted. I loved living in a haunted house. I thought it was a very, very cool thing.
It's very fun.
So
Yeah.
Well, I'll come
I have
back
some
and join
paranormal
you.
stuff.
I have no doubt whatsoever. My sister did not think it was so cool. She refused to actually babysit after a while in the house. She was scared. But go ahead. So tell me what the story was.
Oh, so it's not a big story. For
Mhm.
any of you who know my bigger stories, this is a small one. But the house has been a little bit quiet lately. I think it's because we acknowledge that they're there. So they're just kind of like, okay, we can all live together. But this morning I was kind of like, prepping, because I told you I was a little bit shy. And as I was thinking that and just mentally preparing, all of a sudden I have this print painting up on my dresser that my son had gotten me, and I haven't really figured out where to place it yet on the wall. So it's just kind of propped up. And it just started like this, and then it kind of flew off to the side. I even took pictures of the different placements. I was like, if anybody asks, this is all the proof I have, but that's it. but it just kind of flew off and it went into its own little position in a corner of the wall. And I went, "What's that? What was that?" You know, like all the noise and everything that happened with it. It wasn't just a, I'm just going to slip down behind the dresser kind of thing. It flipped. It did its thing. So it took me a while to realize somebody was trying to like give me something interesting to say in case I blacked out or something.
No, that's amazing. That's can you give me one little thing from here, like even like a teaser or something that
One of the events?
yeah,
Oh, sure.
little something from this.
Yeah, actually, my favorite is, it's toward the end of the book, but it's one of the biggest things that happened in the house. So my kids have witnessed stuff, but my oldest daughter, sorry, Allie, if you're watching, I'm pulling you out, honey. She's always been a little bit freaked out by it, and she had an experience of her own that's also in the book that kind of just makes her go, "Mom, don't tell me anything." So so she's involved. That's why I say all this. So
Okay.
One night, my son was very little. He needed a night light to sleep as he was getting used to his big boy bed. I transferred him in.
Yes.
And the girls were sleeping together in their room, and outside in my hallway, I have a bench that we hang clothes on and things like that. And it was at the time when we started using recycled bags for shopping. So I had gone shopping. I put the bags all together next to the bench, getting them ready to put out into my car the next day. So I'm on Skype with a friend, and my son, because he was still getting used to bed, had a habit of getting up and walking around and things like that. And I could hear shuffling by the bench, like he's playing with his cars or something on there. So I don't know. It's late. I'm on Skype. I go, "Max, get to bed." Silence. And that's it. I go back to talking. I hear the shuffling again. I said, "Honey, don't make me get up from this bed." And I'm like, "Please, I don't want to get up." And I hear silence, then shuffling again. But I never hear him walk back to his room. That never occurred to me.
Yeah, no, I know.
So I hear it a third time, and I said, "That's it, I'm coming." And I pause, and I'm waiting, and I still hear the shuffling. Gotta get up. I go out into the hallway. There are my shopping bags, like shifting and walking across the hallway. So I'm sitting there going, "There's been too many stories and no one believes me." This is my first thought. No, sorry. My first thought was, "Oh my God, there's an animal in the bag." That was my
Okay, I would have thought that too. Oh God. Oh,
animal. She heard animal.
She heard animal. Oh my goodness.
Not
Lovely.
you. I know it wasn't you, Lola.
It wasn't you in the bag, but if you do that again, you may be in the bag.
But I was really scared that there was an animal in the bag, but I didn't want to touch it. And just in case it was anything else, I start calling my oldest, and I'm like, "Allie, come out here, look at this." And she won't. And so I'm like, "Get out here now." So she comes out with her eyes covered. She goes, "What?" So she's not seeing it. And I flip on the light so that she can see it, and it totally stops. Right in the middle. I still think it's an animal, though. This was a just in case witness thing. So I said, "All right, now I'm gonna kick the bags over," and thank God nothing came out of it because I was so happy it was a ghost.
I would have been much more upset if it was a mouse or something. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, that is so much movement. That's mine was a little different. While there was some weird stuff that went on, one of the way we sort of figured it out was my youngest was Sarah was very kind of keyed into it. And I would hear her talking, in her room. And, she was a baby. You saw babies babble. You didn't think anything of it. And I went in one night and I said, "Sarah, who are you talking to?" She goes, "Them." And she points to the ceiling. And I was like, "Who's them?" "I don't know them. I'm talking to them." I said, "All right, well, tell them it's time to go to sleep." And then when we put her in her bed, she had a very tough transition from the crib to the toddler bed. So she would cry a lot. And I would go in and I would say, "What's the matter?" And she says, "Mommy, I don't want to fly anymore. They keep making me fly."
Oh,
so I didn't know what that meant. All I knew was I had to tie her into bed with magical invisible string. And that was the only way she would go to sleep, with her blankie over her head.
Wow.
So we moved her out of that room. And the minute we moved her out of that room, she was fine. So definitely something was going on in that house. And then when my sister came over and we took the kids upstairs to put them to bed, and before we went upstairs, she looked at me and she was like, kind of like, because I never would lock the sliding glass door or shut the light off. So she locked the door and she shut the light off. And we come back downstairs after putting the kids to bed and the light is on and the door is unlocked.
Oh.
So she said, that's it. I'm done. I'm not babysitting here anymore. No more. So, yes.
Did you find out who it was, or does she remember like what it looked like?
She doesn't remember that. And I had two theories. One theory was the woman who I bought the house from, her mother-in-law lived upstairs and did not want to leave that house. But they were being relocated and they had to move. So I thought maybe she had passed away over the years and came back when we gutted the upstairs and like reclaimed her room, because that was her room.
Oh.
And the other thing I thought was maybe it was my grandmother, because, you know, she'd never seen my kids and maybe she just wanted to torture me a little bit more on this planet. But I don't know who it was actually. So, wow. So I'm really looking forward to reading this now. This is going to be a great read. And last thoughts. What are we at? We're at about 35 minutes. So some last thoughts. I don't want to burn up the Facebook waves too long and people get bored. I don't want to bore anybody. But what are you working on now? What's coming next for you?
So another book in the Coffee Break series is coming. It's called More Than Meets the Eye. And it just really deals with the theme that, you know, whatever we put out there is not necessarily what's going on behind the scenes. And that we are all connected in one way or another.
Ooh, I like that. That's true. Well, we were kind of talking about that a little bit. Yeah, I like that. Very interesting.
Throughout that series, you'll see a couple of the other characters pop up in each other's stories. Again, it's that connection thing and how people are connected even from far reaches.
And when do you anticipate that being published?
Oh, I'm hoping in the next couple of months. My beta readers are all ready, right, Anna? I see you out there. Hopefully Rich is on. But yeah, as soon as they beta read and give me the okay, we're good.
All right, fabulous. I look forward to it. And I want to thank you both for being here today, for taking time out of your busy schedules to be on Brace Yourself. I'm really, I have to go back to work on the 6th, and I'm very sad, but I have to find a way to work Brace Yourself. Somebody gave me the great idea yesterday that maybe it should be Brace Yourself, the happy hour edition, and that would be the post-work edition. So, but thank you for coming on and indulging me and having a good time and having good conversation. And I got to read some great books, and Mandy and I are going to go and make people laugh. So hopefully you can catch our stand-up sometime.
The 11th, I want to be there actually, so somebody's got to give me tickets.
Oh, tickets are yours. I got you 2 tickets right there happening.
And I'm winning the drinks. I don't know who that guy is.
So that sounds great. Awesome. And thank you very much for coming. That will end this edition of Brace Yourself. Thank you for joining us. And I look forward to seeing you all on Monday, when we're going to hopefully do a little bit about getting ready to ring in the new year, or as I like to call it, 2020. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you all later. Bye.